Hello guys, my name is Michael and welcome to a new tutorial. Today we are going to talk about signals, and we are going to see how we can apply these signals to our GtkDialog widget. So that being said, let us see what the documentation says. I'm going to the object hierarchy and I'm going to click on GtkDialog, and then of course, as we already know, at the top right corner here we have the signals. I'm going to click on them and we have two of them, so let us check them both. Let's start with the response. It's not important with which one you are starting, and says it is a function, it is a signal which needs a function which takes three parameters or two. If you don't pass something to it by calling GTK G signal connect swap, you already know I'm insisting to learn you to use it because it's so wrong used worldwide. I mean, this function GTK's G signal connect, it is almost always used wrong because it is wrong used. I'm not going to talk again about it. You just need to follow my videos, my other videos. If you did, you know what I'm talking. If you are new here, then I strongly suggest it to follow all my videos, and you will notice why I'm saying all the time that almost always you should use GTK G signal connect swap instead of G signal connect if you don't pass any parameter. Anyway, it is not an object of our tutorial today, so let's see what the response signal says. And the response signal says, like we already started with a function, and its description informs us that it emitted when an action widget is clicked. The widget receives a delete event, or the application programmer calls GtkDialog response on a delete event. The response ID is GTK response delete event, otherwise it depends on which action widget was clicked. So basically we are going to handle those buttons now. It is enough. Other things like GTK response delete event and so on, I let it to you at the homework, because you will notice that it is quite easy to use it. So we need to create this signal. That is very important for us if we need to work with this one. Okay, so that being said, we need just after we create our dialog, always, I think, or at least almost always, you need to set the signal just before after you create your object, and not after you set it or some of those things. Do it before. So G signal connect. This time we need G signal connect because I will explain in a moment. The dialog is the first one. The second one is our response. The next one, G call back. It will be a response call back which we are going to create. And the last one, it is our window. What this means? This means this time we need to handle both the dialog and the windows itself, so we cannot call the swapped, because if we call swap we can handle only the window and not the dialog too. That being said, we set up the signal. Now we need to create a callback function, the response callback function. This is very important for us, so I'm going to throw it right here. Void. It said void, isn't it? Yes, it is a void. So void response callback function, and the first one is our GtkDialog, and the second one is the response ID, and the next one is the G pointer user data. I'm going to say GtkDialog because the first one is the dialog. The second is our response ID right here, which we needed. You will see moment why. And the last one, it is our GTK window. Okay, so I'm going to copy this part right here. I'm going to throw it up here, and now I'm going to fix its declaration. Wrong button. Now, what exactly happens here? First things first, we are going to check if we are passing dialog and a window. So for this I'm going to do something if GTK is not window, or and now we need both. So I'm going to, do we have a dialog here? We don't have, whatever. Or it is not a GTK is not a dialog. Let me change these things right here so that we have first our dialog and second our window. It's not that important for you now, but I'm strongly suggested to check all the time your parameters. Let me compile it to see if everything looks fine. And we have a problem. The response ID. Okay, we didn't set something for it. Okay, we are doing in a moment. Now let's create a switch test statement with our response ID. And which cases do we have? We have set case 1, case 2, and case 3, isn't it? 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 for cancel. Okay, so case 1 should be now case G print. What we can do, the yes button was pressed, for example, we can say, and of course we can say when we press the yes button we are going to close the dialog. Okay, so J print closing the dialog, wherever. And of course by doing this we are going to GTK widget destroy, we destroy dialog, and of course break. Let me see if it's working the way it is. Just we are going to handle, okay, we have a problem. Yes, I forgot a semicolon. Okay, I'm going to compile it again and run it, and I still have another problem. GTK, yes, of course, because it needs a widget and we are passing a dialog here, so this means I need to cast it. Okay, so that being said, because we don't need, I'm going to change it here also, GTK widget, so that GTK, so that we can use less casts possible. Okay, so now it should work fine. Dialog, okay, now it should compile fine. And as you can see, works fine. I hit cancel, nothing happens. I hit no, nothing happens. I hit yes, and the yes button was pressed, closing the dialog, and the dialog was closed, but our application still looks fine. Okay, so basically we did a good job. Now we can set the other two cases, the case 2 and 3. For the case 2, we said that it is the no case, so the no button was. At this point we are going to destroy the window, and because we are not doing nothing else with the window, just we are destroying it, we are also changing it to GTK widget to avoid the cast. Okay, and case 3, which is the cancel. I don't know, you know something, I'm going to drop this one and I'm going to say the cancel button was pressed. And of course we are going to create a default one, which we are going to say G print I don't know, something has happened. We don't know what happens, we know only that something else happens. What exactly happens, you will see. Nothing is everything has a reason for these kind of things, and of course the default one, it should be inside of the switch and not outside of it. So that being said, let us check it again and see what happens. Now we have a window, something else happens, you see, because I close it from here. We have the cancel button, we have the yes button which close our dialog, and we have no button which close not the dialog but the window. Closing the window. So let me compile it and run it again. So like I said, we have the cancel, we have the yes button was pressed closing the window, the no button was pressed closing the dialog. What the heck? Yes, because I said dialog and here's the window. Now it should be fine. Sorry guys. Again, cancel works fine. Yes, it closed the dialog, and no, it closed the window, which is what we do. And of course you saw when you hit X and when you close your program, your dialog right here says something else happened. This is not only the case. We are going to see that there are a lot of other cases where you can come inside here even if you didn't try to catch this kind of response ID which you were setting it, because there are a lot of response IDs which are already set. That's the reason why here says GTK response delete event and so on. You see them, they are all of them here. You just need to come here and play with them. As you can see, you have response, okay, cancel, close, yes, no, apply, help, and so on. So this is your homework, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk only about those which we were setting up them through our application for ourselves. Okay, so that being said, I think it's enough for today. I think it's enough with the response ID. We are going to talk in the next video about close, signal, and then we are done with GtkDialog widget. So thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.